We have the most private bathrooms you could ever imagine. You can scream and no one will hear you.
Make a lot of noise for Ossia Dwyer!
Oh my gosh! Hi, Dayton, Kentucky. How are you guys doing? Good? Oh, this is so fun. Sorry to the woman's leg I touched on the way up here. That was not intentional, and I'll think about it for 2 more days. I'm doing good. I like being on the Kentucky side of Cincinnati. That doesn't really make sense. I got to get over here because it's safer for me over here. I live in the same neighborhood as our esteemed vice president, and I don't like it. It's bad for me because I get a couple, martinis in me. I love to tweet an address. Let me tweet the address. I'm so close. I'm right on the edge. But I thought he was in town a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I got to get out. So I did some Sunday shopping, and I was like, I'm just going to go to Target and walk around. And I'm trying to avoid Target because I know they're bad. But ever since I turned 30, they have the only underwear I like, which is in a bag. It's giant. It comes in a 10-pack, and it's in a bag, and it's wonderful. Before I turned 30, I was still trying to wear regular underpants, and they were falling down inside my jeans, and I'd gotten so used to it that I just started, anywhere I was, just hooking them back up. And I was on stage, and I was pulling up my underpants, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So now I just buy giant underpants, and I clip them into my belly button, sort of like a garter for an old man's socks. And you might think it's not sexual, but it actually brings kind of a new sexual energy to my marriage, because now my husband doesn't really see any of my torso, so anytime I take it off, he's like, ooh, look at that. Lower stomach. Anyways, I'm at Target, and there's like 5 SUVs lined up. I'm like, well, that's weird, but, I got to get underpants because I ripped all my other ones. And I go in, and there's a bunch of guys with guns, and I'm like, well, it's Ohio, so that's not too crazy. But then I start walking around, and it's only men, which doesn't happen at the Oakley Target. And they're looking at stuff, like they're looking at the labels really deep. I'm like, why are you looking at the organic soap label? You're wearing a tucked-in polo shirt. And then I kind of clicked. I realized who was there. And then my first reaction was to Google J.D. Vance location Target now. And then I was like, oh no. So then I was like, well, let me Google something else to cancel it out. So I was like, J.D. Vance location Target now to give gift. Did not work. I'm fucked. I'm trying to be more tolerant. I'm trying to be more patient. And it was going really well until I found myself at the Buc-ee's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee on Easter weekend. Yeah, and then the tolerance went out the window. Have you guys been to Buc-ee's? Yeah? It's a wonderful brisket restaurant. They want you to shit inside. They really want people to go to the bathroom there. Every other restaurant in the world is like, do that at home. Buc-ee's is like, get in here. We have the most private bathrooms you could ever imagine. You can scream and no one will hear you. Easter weekend at Buc-ee's was a nightmare. There was 5,000 people in there. They're all buying a Buc-ee on the cross. He's got barbecue sauce coming out of his hands. It's too much. I was in there buying my favorite road trip snack, which is sunflower seeds. I love to eat sunflower seeds. They make me feel like a thin baseball boy. Oh, a sunflower seed? It's so rich. I couldn't possibly eat the whole thing. I have to spit most of it out. I didn't know that until like a couple weeks into eating them, though, so I did give birth to a sunflower at some point. I think there's too much stuff in there. People are in there. They're buying pudding to eat in their car. What perverts are like, perfect. I'm driving my pickup truck through Gatlinburg, finally banana pudding to eat behind the wheel. That person's car is covered in pudding. It's a crusty ass seat covered in pudding. I do like going to Buc-ee's sometimes because you do get to see little girls figure out they have anxiety for the first time. There's always some 8-year-old girl, her mom is screaming at her. She's like, "What pudding do you want? What pudding do you want?" And she's just sobbing because she's never seen so many people. And then it's just me going, "It never gets better. You're always gonna feel like this." I was driving through Tennessee because I was going to Nashville for my birthday. I spent my 30th birthday in Nashville. Yeah, a great time, a great city if you're a woman who likes to have fun. Unfortunately, turns out I'm not. I just felt very self-conscious. Like I wanted to feel confident, but it's tough because that city's just bachelorette parties, and they're all so southern and fun, and they've got their light, airy chin tappers just pushed up all the way. And I just don't have that. I grew up in New England, so my breasts just kind of go down. They just have a pilgrim's sadness about them. They're very austere. They have a buckle across the front. And it doesn't matter which way I turn, they're always oriented towards Plymouth Rock. They're just really weird. I'm trying to be more confident now that I'm 30. I'm trying to stop ordering dishes at restaurants just because I think that they'll be easier for the kitchen to cook. Like, this is a Chili's, everything's going in the microwave, it doesn't matter. Because I'll order it, but then I'll also be judgmental about people that order something I think is complicated. I'm just like, a hamburger? It's got a lot of toppings on it. Just get soup. The confidence is it's going okay. It's going okay. At one point I just decided I'm hot. You can just do that. You can just look in the mirror and say, "I'm hot." It doesn't matter what the teens at Madewell at the Kenwood Mall say about me. I'm hot. It doesn't matter that they said my body shape is too obscure to ever fit in jeans. Look at these. I bought these at Aldi. They fit great. Yeah, they're technically maternity jeans, but that's fine. They don't check when you check out. I'm trying to drink less now that I'm 30 now. I don't like drinking and then taking an Uber. I recently got in an Uber after having a few drinks, and the person had a sat nav, like a Garmin sat nav. Yeah, I thought that I had time traveled after 5 espresso martinis. I was like, I'm in the taxi from Scrooged. I've done something terrible. I have to go face the turtle I ran over with my car when I was 16 that I think about every day. I know, I'm trying to build up my confidence. I'm trying to be healthier. I go to therapy, and I was telling my therapist I have a lot of anxiety about maybe having children. Me and my husband have been married a couple years, so people keep asking us because people are so interested in married people's sex life. It's like, go have sex by yourself. Let me and my husband have sad, regular sex that doesn't make a baby. It's tough enough. I gotta worry about the juice going in and staying in. I was telling my therapist, I'm not sure if I should have a kid. I don't know because I have a lot of stress about it. And she's like, well, what is your main stressor? And I said, well, I'm worried that in the 9 months that I'm pregnant, that High Noon will come out with a new flavor and I won't be able to taste it immediately. And she was like, I've never said this to anybody, but absolutely you should not have a child. I was like, you're right. High Noon's right on the cusp. I know we're going to get a new flavor soon. I was having a tough year this year. The first 3 months of the year were tough for me. In the first 3 months, my grandfather passed away. I got in trouble with the FBI because it turns out a job I had in college was actually just committing wire fraud. Yeah, I didn't know I was doing it. I didn't know what I was doing it, and that's what the FBI told me to say. I had to go on trial, and I had to be a witness, and they said, just say that you were just following orders. I was like, oh, perfect. They only let the coolest people use that defense. I'm so happy. Anyway, yeah, you guys know that the FBI can text you? If you get a text from the FBI, it is probably a scam. If you get a call and a text, it might still be a scam. If you get a call, a text, and then they also call your place of employment, you're probably in trouble for wire fraud. Anyway, my grandfather passed away, I got in trouble with the FBI, and then my gynecologist closed the day after I went. And that felt personal. And it was a good gynecologist. I found him on Instagram ads, so it was like really cool. You got to wear like a real dress, not like a wet paper one. The table was a table. It wasn't like a Subway sandwich table they put thin paper over. They mostly did Botox. It was like Botox with a touch of gynecology. So I don't know if I got the best care, but I'll tell you what, my lips are tight, you know? I got the lips of a 13-year-old down there. I was just very happy to find a female-centered gynecology practice because my last gynecologist was a male, and he said that I had the heaviest breasts he's ever had the medical pleasure of touching. I was like, that's crazy. I didn't know Harvey Weinstein had a medical school you could graduate from. I'm always concerned about my weight. It's been like a problem for my whole life. I've been on a diet for so long. I've been on a diet now for 31 years. Like, I'm only 30, I just feel like I was a fat egg, too. I think I started out big, clogging up the fallopian tube or whatever the curly one is. I gotta get a new gynecologist. I really gotta get a new one. It's different here. Like, I like living in the Midwest because you guys have this thing called body positivity, right? Like, I can go to the pool in my neighborhood. Little boys are not allowed to throw ham at me anymore. That's a rule they made. Did I ask for it? Fuck no, I love free ham. It's great. Tits out, ham flying. But the frogs were eating the ham. They were getting huge, clogging up the pool. They had a whole city council meeting about it. It was a whole thing. Like, in this part of the country, I'm considered a curvy woman. Back home, where I grew up in Vermont, I'm considered hardy and thick enough to survive the winter or bear attack. It is. I like Vermont, but it's very different. Like, they show people the cool part of Vermont on the TV. I'm not quite from that part. They show you guys like the cool part that's like Ben and Jerry's and tie-dye and that band Fish that keeps scamming my husband into going to their concerts. I don't think they've quite figured out the songs. They're so long. I'm from the part that's more like camo prom dresses and heroin. And just a really weird amount of fatal dirt bike accidents. It's just so weird. All the kids that bullied me in high school died in dirt bike accidents. It's almost like some woman cut the brakes to all their dirt bikes, then had to move to Cincinnati. You know what? That's it for me. Thank you guys so much.
One more time for Ossia Dwyer!